All right, I guess I'm ready. How we doing, everybody? We're back again. Me and Brandon back again. Unpopular opinions. Ah, man, what? Let me tell you. We were gonna do this podcast a couple days ago. I had so much going on. I'm like, literally, I'm watching people around me struggle in ways, Brandon, that I have never seen them struggle before.
Yeah.
From strangers to people I know. And I'm like, dear God, like, am I doing great? No, but I'm doing okay. And it's like people are coming to me with issues, and I'm like, wow, okay, I guess I'm the strong guy right now. But you hate to see people struggle, and it's like, what I did. I already told you. I got that gym membership again, so feeling a little better. I struggle every day like other people do, but I would like to see people get a little bit happier as the weather gets warmer. We got like a 60-degree day today.
Yeah, today's nice.
Dude, we had like 10 days of darkness in a row.
Mm-hmm.
That can definitely contribute to people being messed up. Like, you already got issues to begin with. But I just want to say, I want to be a positive guy, and I'm here for you people. Right now, I'm pretty strong. There could be a time in the future where I need other people. I need a little shoulder to lean on. It could be you, Brandon.
Always.
It could be my family or friends. But I hope everyone is doing okay right now, and hang in there. There are better times coming in the next weeks and months to come. The weather's going to get warmer. There will be good news. There's not always bad news. So just hang in there, everyone, and, let's push forward. So we got a bunch of chat topics today. We got, apparently Brandon is saying the Massachusetts mask mandate will be lifted by the end of February.
Yep, Governor Baker came out and said that by the end of February, for schools and for all businesses, it's not going to be mandated anymore. So that'll be nice, because I go to school. And I have to wear safety glasses at my school, and like they fog up and I can't breathe.
Oh my God.
It's miserable.
Awesome. Now, okay, so it's mainly pertaining to like schools and maybe work sites.
Yeah, it's like schools and businesses.
Because in public, when we go out in mass, we haven't really had a mask mandate there.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't. They lifted it in Rhode Island and Mass months ago, or even a year ago. But the governor of Rhode Island reinstated the mandate, call it a month or two ago. But he just lifted it the other day. So this is perfect, because I walk into the gym yesterday with my mask on.
Mm-hmm.
I see no one has it on except one like 90-year-old guy, and like I'm the sucker at the poker table over here. I literally took it off and I threw it in the trash can. Goodbye, mask.
Goodbye, face diaper.
See you later. Bye, chin diaper. See you next year. Hopefully not. So that was good news. That like, I've been having kind of a rough week. Couldn't even do the podcast 2 days ago. I was too angry. Brandon knew it. But after seeing that mask thing at the gym yesterday, I'm like, all right, okay, the sun is starting to come out, literally and figuratively over here. It's literally 60 degrees today. The driving range is still not open. I'm very angry about that.
I imagine.
But whatever. The mask mandate's lifted. So hopefully, now I did hear that some schools were going to keep them in place. I don't know if that...
Yeah, because the states can still really like leave it up to the schools if they want, and schools can have their own policies. But like my school, where it's like a vocational school,
automotive,
they're getting rid of it as soon as
perfect.
they can.
Yeah. So
it hinders. It really does. It's
yeah.
a pain.
All right, awesome. Yeah, and the same at the gym. Like, masks inhibit oxygen intake, so wearing them at the gym is so counterintuitive.
Right.
It's unbelievable. So
imagine.
That's right out the window now, and everyone's happy. We could breathe again. No more freaking inhaling particles. I'm not going to say certain words. I don't want to get us in trouble, but that shit can happen. So good news on that. Ideally, they're lifted for kids. Kids under, call it 18, under 15. They shouldn't have to wear them.
Right.
They have a very low chance to die if they were to, catch COVID or whatever, the numbers are there. You know, I don't want to get too much into the numbers. We don't want to get in
Right.
trouble. But yeah, so that's a good thing. And here's kind of a sad thing, but Brandon has put on a NASCAR crash.
Oh no.
Clash,
The
not crash.
Yeah, no. This is
Oh,
a good thing.
good. No, all right. I
Yeah,
saw
my bad.
crash. I thought people died and there was flames and fire.
No, not yet.
People getting hit with tires.
No, I haven't joined NASCAR yet.
All right. So
But yeah, the NASCAR 2022 Clash. So it's kind of like the opening like season, if you will, of NASCAR.
hell yeah.
Which was really cool. They had to, I forget where they were gonna be originally, but they moved it to the LA Coliseum, which was really cool to see. Like over the football field, they just
Heck
built a
yeah.
racetrack, which was really cool. And it was a great race. Joey Logano won fair and square.
Hell yeah, dude, that's cool. I mean, I kind of follow it. It was obviously Dale Earnhardt back in the day, 20, 30 years ago, the guy dominating. Then it was Jeff Gordon for years, and then the last guy was really Jimmy Johnson. But I think Jimmy Johnson is maybe not the top guy anymore. So those were always the guys that were great in NASCAR.
Yeah.
You know, that I would see on ESPN and all that. So I'm sure they got a bunch of young guns now, though. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of new talent and there's a lot of fast machines on that track, dude. And it was really cool because this was the first year of the next gen car, so there's a bunch of different like specs, and it's a brand new track that no one's raced on before.
damn.
So it really leveled the playing field for everybody.
I like that. Yeah, I know. What's his name? What? They get in fights. Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch, yeah.
I think he's still around. He's about my age, but he was one of those guys too, kind of that fiery personality. I mean, they all are, because NASCAR is, I don't know if it still is the most spectated sport in America. I don't know if that's true, but it's supposed to be the most fun time you could have to go tailgate at a NASCAR event, from what I've heard, and I've
Yeah.
never done it. Not like in my adulthood. They have a race in New Hampshire every year, probably a smaller one. I don't know. We might have to go check it out, dude.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to go to a NASCAR race.
We could do the New Hampshire one. My dad and my uncle were, at least. My uncle probably still is very much into NHRA drag racing.
Oh,
Man.
yeah.
They love that stuff. They used to go to the events. My uncle knew one of the guys well and would go in his trailer and freaking sip White Russians and whatnot. That's my go-to fake drink that people drink in my stories.
White Russians are good.
But yeah, so I grew up with that a little bit. My uncle actually drag raced. My uncle Phil, back in the day, before I was born. So that is cool. We should go check. We could go check out a NASCAR event. We could even go with my uncle. Like, he could take us there and freaking tell us all about it. He'd freaking love that if he can free up a little time. His business is doing well, but so he's busy as heck. But yeah, it is fun stuff, and it's good to try new things too. Like, I haven't been to a freaking NASCAR event ever, I don't think. So let's do that, Brando.
Hell yeah.
All right. The other day, I don't want to offend anybody, but like, I saw this commercial for Mass Mutual disability insurance the other day, and the wife is at the table with the husband, and she's like, "Honey, have you ever considered disability insurance?" And he's like, "Why would I consider that? I don't have a disability." And she's like, "Oh, you could get hit by a car." And like, grandma's in the frickin' kitchen. "Oh, you could get cancer," you know. And then the daughter is there like, "Oh, you could get adult onset diabetes or something." and it's like, okay, why would you pay insurance? Like, it's almost like special people insurance. Like, you know, I don't want to say the R word, but it's like, yep, I'm paying my special guy insurance today in case I need to wear a helmet in 5 years. I got my insurance for me. So I mean, to me, it's a scam. Like, listen, you don't need insurance on freaking everything. If my IQ were to drop 150 points in the next 5 years, it's like, I know I have insurance, but it's almost like betting that I'm going to become an imbecile in 5 years. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You know, it's one thing to have regular life insurance for the family, but to buy insurance on myself in case I were to become a helmet wearer in 5 years, whatever. It's like, it was just funny to me. I literally see these commercials all the time, people. I have tons of them. This one I picked today. All right. Another one. This guy, a flower commercial, obviously with Valentine's Day coming up. There's freaking 1-800-Flowers. There was this other one. I'm sorry. I just pumped up 1-800-Flowers, but I had another one too. There was another company. So there's a guy on the couch, and he's like, I just bought myself flowers because I love me. It just caught me, like, literally a guy bought himself flowers and had them sent to himself because I love me. I mean, what is that encouraging? It's like maybe he won a spelling bee at school or whatever. This is like a 30-year-old guy, so he probably didn't win a spelling bee. But I mean, what are we encouraging in this world? Like, why couldn't it be he sent flowers to his grandma?
Right.
Why is the commercial, I love me, look at these beautiful purple and pink flowers, yeah, I like to massage my leg with them. You know, it's like, come on, I get it. But to me, like, what do you think about that, Bran? Isn't that encouraging kind of egotism a little bit or something like that?
Yeah, it's probably just like some guy at like the head of the company who had no sense of humor, and he's just like, oh yeah, a guy buys himself flowers.
Yeah, it is good to love yourself.
Yeah.
But there's loving yourself, and then there is being an egocentric asshole. You know, and this is a really fine line, let me tell you, in life. I came to this conclusion the other day, Brandon. This is a little profound right now, people.
Right.
But I literally came to the conclusion, if you really love yourself, that makes other people love you. Swear to God. So if you put the
That's
self-care in and you love yourself, you respect yourself, that will make other people respect you, want to be your friend. You know, I don't know about want to hop in the sack with you, but whatever. Like, no, literally, if you love yourself, other people will show you that love. And you know, maybe not the love you expect, like, compliments and this and that, but literally that's the way it is, I feel like, in general. And also, if you love other people, so if you take the time to spend with other people, not give them gifts, but like be thoughtful with people or say their name and say hi. If you love other people, that will also help you love yourself more.
Right.
So that's working it the other way. And, you know, it just in general, over the whole course of your life, if you can have that attitude, which for me, I'm always like, oh, you know, this person that, you know, at least I used to be where like, screw this person, you know, this family member that like they haven't called me and whatever. And I get upset and whatever, throw a fit over it. And then I realized, Mike, dude, it's a two-way street. You have to put the effort in too. You can't expect other people to always put that effort in.
Right.
So you got to love yourself and you got to love other people. That's like a yin and a yang in life right there.
Yeah.
Boom.
What comes around goes around.
For sure. So now we got some more funny stuff. Well, we're delving into our first article here. Very quick article. We have a much more in-depth article later, but this is kind of a funny one. Funny, yeah, it is funny. All right, so Sirius XM golfer, Analyst, I won't say his name, whatever, you can see it on, fired after disparaging comments about the WNBA. Okay, so he's on Sirius XM radio talking about golf, and he is clearly a huge PGA Tour fan, just like I am. He probably watches every minute of every event he can. And he's trying to be a nice guy in this piece that he's doing. So he's talking up women's golf, the LPGA Tour, on this segment on his show, saying, 10 years ago, the LPGA Tour was boring, but you know what? The women and the organization has come a long way, and I respect them now. So he's, you know what, he's already kind of fake pumping up the LPGA Tour.
Right.
I know he watches the PGA Tour freaking 10 times more than he does the LPGA Tour. But so he's kind of fake pumping up the LPGA Tour, and then he goes on to say, it's kind of like, you know, well, all right, he compares it to the NBA. So he's saying here, you know, the LPGA Tour to me is a completely different tour than it was. I couldn't relate to it before. It's kind of like if you're a basketball player, and I'm not trashing anybody, so please don't take it the wrong way, but I saw some highlights of ladies basketball, man. Is there a gun in the house? I'll shoot myself before I watch that. So somehow he starts talking about the WNBA. He writes, if I could find a gun, any type of gun, put the barrel in my mouth and blow the back of my head out of my skull. He's saying you'd rather do that than watch the WNBA. Yeah, that's a tall claim.
Yeah.
And that is, you know what? That's hate speech right there, boy.
Yeah, a little
I don't
bit.
like that. We don't take kindly to their folk around here, guys coming in here talking like that, boy. No. So and I told Brandon this. I want to let Brandon talk too, but I'll tell him what I feel. I am all about free speech. Brandon knows that. You all know that. I speak my opinion 90% of the time. You know, either I speak my opinion or I don't say anything. I don't give anyone fake info. I don't give people fake opinions to fit in. I've never done that, right? But I think this is way out of line. I think that he should have not said a word. If you don't have anything nice to say about the WNBA, don't even mention it.
Right.
You were trying to be a good guy by saying you like the LPGA. Now you're doing that. I would have fired him myself if I ran Sirius XM radio. So fuck him. I believe in free speech, but you're a dick and you're a bully. So what do you think? You don't have to agree.
I do think the same thing. But on Sirius Radio, is he like a sports broadcaster?
I don't know for sure, but I think he's just part of the golf. He's a golf analyst.
A golf analyst.
Yeah, so they have a golf channel. Call it PGA Tour, Sirius XM.
Mm.
He's one of the guys. He must have like a 2 to 3 hour show every day, something like that, talking about the tour.
He should just keep talking about golf.
Exactly.
That's
Don't
your thing.
mention the WNBA, because. Put it this way, we could get on the air right now and we could bash. So he bashed a group. He bashed a whole group of the WNBA. Oh, and I just thought of a funny thing. But he should have just not said a word. That would be like us saying, you know, fuck that T-ball league, those freaking kids. They suck. I'd rather get a nail gun to the skull than watch those little fags hit a T-ball off. You know? It's sort of like that. So, I mean, that's how I feel. And here's what I think should happen now. I came up with a solution.
Okay.
His punishment, okay? Do not fire him, Sirius XM Radio. You rehire him right now. And what you're going to do is you're going to find someone in the WNBA, anyone in the pick a random player in the WNBA. They could be the best player. They could be an average player. Could be a black woman, a white woman. So you have her play him one-on-one, play him 21 and film it. So I want to watch you get absolutely fucking murdered on the basketball court by this woman in the WNBA. And we broadcast it live, and me and Brandon will make fun of your white ass the whole time. We will. I swear to God. You will pray that you were never born. So I think that'd be funny. We have him play a WNBA member, anyone, and just watch him get shut out completely.
Right.
And have one of his ankles will be broken by the end of the match. But I think that's fair punishment.
I agree. I think this was pretty good.
Right?
Is there any more on that?
No, that's about it. But this guy didn't learn. There was Don Imus. Don Imus was a guy who I think he badmouthed a women's college team.
Oh, really?
Have you ever heard of Don Imus?
No.
Okay. So he's been gone for at least 10 years, maybe 10 to 15. Imus in the morning, anyone my age or older is going to know him. He had a show Imus in the morning on the radio. He was even on TV, I think, too. But it's funny that Brandon's never heard of him. He badmouthed a college women's basketball team. They fired him the next day, and that was literally like 10 to 15 years ago.
Wow.
And it's very similar to what happened here.
Interesting.
This guy didn't learn, but you know what? He's like a, call it 50 to 60-year-old white guy. I mean, and I'm sure this guy's not a racist, but he's just kind of a bonehead for saying that. Really, you just got to kind of watch yourself before, you know. Because when you're attacking a person or attacking a group, that's when it's not bueno for me and you. Like I can badmouth like vaccine policies. All right, I don't want to get into it, but I can criticize the government idea. Like we can criticize ideas. And we can criticize people too if they deserve it, but we're not going to just outright attack innocent victims out there, which he did. So let's play it right here. And so this guy, I feel bad for him. He's going to have to like become a bagger at Whole Foods. No, they won't hire him at Whole Foods. Some racist organization will have to hire that guy to like shovel coal for him probably. So good luck, pal. Good luck, Mark. Oh, yeah, I said I wouldn't say his name. Shit.
Oh, well.
Screw him.
Fuck Mark.
All right. Another article here. Here's one that I found last night. I found it off Lou Rockwell, but this is dailymail.com. I guess it's an alternative news outlet. I'll bet you I've read articles on them before.
I think we did one on them.
Okay.
We had one on them before.
So this guy, I don't know what his name is. James. Okay, he's a self-proclaimed junkie. But he says, I get paid to be homeless in San Francisco. It takes one phone call. He gets money. He gets a $620 a month pay, and he gets food stamps. And pretty much he says here that he says, why would I get a job? Why would I do anything other than this if it's so easy for me to get money and be homeless and essentially get paid to be homeless? That's not how the government sees it, but he sees it that way. And people on the outside looking in see it that way too. They're basically encouraging you to be on the streets. So the thing is, the reason why he's able to get away with being a junkie and selling drugs is that the cops have backed off. They almost don't arrest anybody anymore in San Fran, and that has led to kind of a homelessness pandemic. And there's also been a lot more theft, but violent crimes are actually down. Rape is down. Robbery, which I guess armed robbery is down. So robbing banks. So they're just getting lazy, you know. Criminals are getting lazier. So basically they're breaking into cars. And dude, let me tell you, they broke into my car. I think I left my car open. I used to literally leave my wallet in my car like an absolute moron.
Damn.
I would do that. Just because I didn't want to always have to take it out of my pocket and everything. Now I got that situated. So don't even try. But there are a lot of break-ins in Providence where I live into cars. So that's gone through the roof there. I don't want to get off track, but this is in these type of democratic cities that are doling out these big handouts, Brandon, people are encouraged. It seems like people are encouraged to be junkies, almost encouraged to not have a job, encouraged to live on the street. If no cop is going to arrest you for doing drugs or selling them, why wouldn't you? It's an easy life.
Right. I mean, it seems like an easy life, and for some people, it works, and for some people, it doesn't. And you have to think, where does your own self-choice
Good
come
point.
into
Good
that?
point.
It's like, were these people going to make these choices anyways? Not that it's good.
No,
not
you're right.
whatever, but some people would say, oh, like, I'm going to get $620. Like, that's a new life for them in a good way. And for some people, if they're already starting to go down that path, so it makes you wonder where people's self decisions are.
Depending on the person, good point. Because
Right.
it depends on who you are. To be homeless, literally to live now, to be homeless and actually outside, you have to be in warm weather.
Yeah.
For the most part, you can't be in anything that's going to drop under 20 degrees. Like, forget it. But I personally, at least in my mind state, to live outside, I mean, I'm not going to compare myself to James, this face-tatted fentanyl dealer, druggie guy. But I couldn't do it. And then most people I know couldn't either. But I guess if you're already at that point and you've dealt with this stuff before, it's easy to stay in that lifestyle.
Right.
Very, and hard, obviously, clearly very hard to break the drug addiction, but also the lifestyle that you live on top of that, whether it's being homeless or not. But there's a lot to this article that's crazy. Now, so this guy, James, he does not have to worry about the cops. He says they have to really worry about illegals coming over the border that are distributing the fentanyl. And obviously, he's selling fentanyl too, but he said there's been cops that have been right near him, and he can see where the drug dealers, the guys who are really dealing this stuff in wait, he said, arrest them, those are the guys. And the cops look at him and say, for what? So they're turning a blind eye. They know they have drugs and that, they're
Right.
illegals that are carrying lots of weight and killing plenty of people with it. They don't care anymore because I don't know if they've been told by the governor or the federal government to back down, but it's to have a loose policy on this type of stuff is one thing if it works, but the fact that there's more people dying of drug overdoses, they said a 28% year-on-year increase ending April 2021. So from April 2020 to April 2021, 100,000 overdose deaths, a 28% increase from the year prior.
That's just in San Francisco?
That's in America, I believe.
All
of America. So this is just a microcosm of what's going on in America. But 100,000 overdose deaths, that's still
too many. Yeah.
That's a lot. So, these policies where you're kind of enabling people to do this type of thing. So here's what happened too. I guess Biden came out recently on the air and said, we're going to distribute smoking kits to addicts to help them smoke safer so that they don't overdose. We're going to show them how to properly smoke crack.
Yeah.
We don't want them doing it the wrong way. And the funny thing is, Tucker Carlson slammed him. He said on his show, he didn't really word it in a nice way, but he essentially said the federal government is giving out crack pipes to addicts. And he's right in a way. Even if clearly the federal government doesn't want people to die, I don't think, but it's like them giving out kits to smoke, you're never going to really, to try to teach someone how to properly do drugs, how are you going to help them get off drugs?
Exactly.
Does it mean you want them on drugs forever, but just to safely do them until your heart explodes one day?
No, you'd think that they would allocate those resources to, like,
getting
houses,
like exercise programs, something that can get the addicts away from whatever they're doing, whether it's crack or alcohol, heroin. There's got to be other ways to treat it, and obviously you might need drugs, literally drugs, to help you get off the other drugs, but don't give someone free frickin' needles to shoot up heroin. Like, there's got to be a better solution there, and this is turning into a legitimate pandemic, or an epidemic, whatever you want to call it. Here, these opioid overdoses. So, this hopefully, I don't know we're looking at here, but but yeah, no, it's oh God.
That's like an ad. I
Okay,
think, for
no,
this
it's some
article.
ad. Yeah, it's some ad. It's some. It looks like somebody struggling dearly, potentially
Is this James?
an addict. I don't know. It might be. I
Bless.
saw a little too much skin there. I don't know what. I thought you had it on your late night, website that you look at, Brandon. But yeah, so I don't know what you all think of this stuff, but we need to. We also need to encourage people to pursue their dreams and be motivated, not just to get a job, but be motivated to maybe make a difference. And a guy like James is never going to make a difference in the world because he's first off, he's so far gone into his addiction, but he's also exploiting not exploiting the government. He's taking advantage of all the government freebies.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to take advantage of it. He could say, no, you know what? I don't want that. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to start my own little business. Not selling drugs ideally, but like selling quilts on Etsy.
Right.
All right. He could start doing that. He doesn't have to be selling fentanyl to 15-year-old kids. So what he does, a quick thing, he sells fentanyl to people, and he gives them this stuff called Narcan, which they can inject in each other in case they overdose. So basically, if your friend dies while you're doing drugs with him, you can inject him with this Narcan stuff that James gives you, to help with your safe drug practices. So if doing drugs goes awry, here's this needle, and you can bring your friend back to life. So he's doing that. I mean, it's insane,
Yeah.
And then after, he's like probably hearing himself say this to the news reporter, and he's like, yeah, well, I do need the money too, so that's also a reason why I'm trying to do this stuff here. Clearly, James, your head's not in the right spot. I'll give you credit for bringing this issue to light, James, but you're not making it better doing what you're doing.
Right.
All right?
That's true.
So we need to end this stuff in America. We need people to start taking responsibility, and the people that are already so far gone into their addictions, I hope to God they can get in a treatment center under supervision of professionals that can gradually wean them off whatever drug they're on. And that's very expensive too. So ideally this issue can go away over the next 50 years, but it's going to take that long, I feel like. Any real problems take a long time to solve. They do, man.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah. So maybe there is hope for you, James, but I'm not counting on that. All right.
Good luck, James.
Yeah. Here's a great one that Brandon found. 80-year-old nun gets year in prison for stealing $835,000 from school to pay for a gambling habit. I have sinned, thy Lord. Wow. She kind of looks like the lady that found the monkeys, Brandon.
She does.
I
Oh
don't
my
think it's
God.
her. But
Looks like she aged
they might be
rapidly.
second cousins.
Oh man.
So what happened here?
So it's a nun from a Catholic school. It's called St. James Catholic School in L.A. suburb of Torrance. She pleaded guilty last July to one count of wire fraud and money laundering.
Oh my
And
God.
she said, I have sinned. I've broken the law and I have no excuse. My
Wow.
actions were in violation of my vows, my commendations,
Oh, commandments.
commandments, and the law, and all above. The sacred trust that so many had placed in me. Yeah, so she just
God.
admitted it.
Wow.
So she could gamble.
That's unbelievable. A nun, though. Was she a practicing nun? Or is she like a former nun gone bad, kind of?
So I think it said she had previously retired,
Ah.
and so she controlled the accounts At a credit union, including savings account for the school and one used to pay for the living expenses of the nuns.
What did she gamble on?
Um, at casino, she had
Okay.
um, in
She was,
her plea agreement, she
imagine.
acknowledged diverting money to pay for personal expenses that included credit card charges
Oh, okay.
and large gambling expenses incurred at casinos.
Dude, high stakes slots probably.
Yeah,
Imagine
she's a
like
top
$1,000 per spin.
she's a top gambler, poker
Holy
player.
crap. Dude, I mean, look at those rosy cheeks, man. Heck yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was funny.
She must have been sipping Mai Tais at those casinos. I'll tell you. You know what, man? Gambling, gambling can almost ruin you quicker than a drug addiction because it's gonna
Yeah.
drain your account probably quicker.
Yeah.
And it's a real thing. Like they have on NFL Network or even just in general, they push gambling so much for sports betting now because
Mm.
I don't know who did it, but sports gambling used to be illegal in every state. I believe almost every state other than Vegas, dude.
Mm.
So Vegas was legal, and then maybe a couple other states. I remember me and my dad drove. We didn't actually drive all the way to Atlantic City to gamble. We wanted to do football betting.
Gotcha.
I think we were driving back from either California or Florida. And we drove into Atlantic City, New Jersey, trying to bet on football. It was against the law to do that.
Wow.
Now they've made it legal and you can do it online. And now this is going to be a new epidemic that we're talking about is gambling. And they have a guy on TV that's like, this is what you want to do when you gamble. You want to have a set amount. Say you got yourself like $5,000. You know, what you want to do is blow all that $5,000 on football betting, and then after you blow the $5,000, then you're done for the day. You know, don't go and borrow another $5,000. That's all you allotted for yourself, so you got to gamble responsibly. It's like, yeah, all right. You know, I won't gamble, 100% of my net wealth away. I'll just gamble 80% of it away.
Exactly.
That's better. So they're trying to help, but they're really not. But this lady, clearly, you know what? She probably started going to the casino with her girlfriends. Come on, girlfriend, we're going to go to the casino. We're going to have some Cosmos, and we're going to pull some slot cords, Betsy. She started it as an innocent little hobby,
Right.
and then she probably stepped up to the $5 spins and then the 10s, and then she crossed the velvet rope into the high stakes area, bro.
Yes, sir. Also, if you're like a religious figure, aren't you supposed to like claim poverty?
Pretty much, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to
Yeah.
profit, really.
No, yeah, like I know a couple like priests or whatever. I mean, I don't know them, but like I know of them to like not have like cars even like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they get actually. A Catholic priest. Here's the thing. Yeah, and a nun. So she was Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
The Catholic religion, you vow poverty. So the church you work through. That's why they're raising the money.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it is to pay for the priest to live.
Right.
Pay for his living expenses. It's to freaking whatever else he needs, and also to pay for him to, smash little boys. Not really. That's not cool. I mean, that shit's over. But I mean, at the end of the day, the majority of the people in the Catholic religion were good people. There were a few bad eggs out there. So yeah, it can happen to anybody. It doesn't matter if you're religious or not. Addictions can overcome you.
Yes, sir.
And she is in a lot of debt and trouble now. $800,000 is a lot of money for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So God bless you, woman. What's her
Oh,
name?
man.
Betsy? I don't know. It
I
doesn't
don't think
matter.
her name-
You know what? Names don't matter.
Kruper is the last name.
Yeah. We'll spare her family. Yeah.
All right.
All right, everyone. That might be it for the day. I got more stupid crap I want to share, but I guess we'll do that next time. More stupid things that I think are funny that I see on TV at midnight.
Yeah.
But we had fun today. It was pretty lighthearted. Brandon had a good time.
Hell yeah.
Did he? You better have had a good time. I will come over there. You don't. You have a good time right now, young man. All right.
I'm
No,
glad
Brandon had a good time.
I'm glad there's a table separating us.
All right. So until next time, everyone enjoy the warm weather for the day. Okay. Even though this will come out after, it'll probably be 10 degrees when you listen to this, but hopefully it'll be over 40. So everyone enjoy the weekend, and we'll talk to you in a week or so. Peace out. The Unpopular Opinions Podcast.
Take care, my friends.
See you later.